guys' Twitter account A1P1 that you tweet that out from?
God's changed my ways, changed my ways, evil ways. But I can't evil ways.
Something's happening. I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you? Good.
Pretty much. Doing great, doing great. Legendary Kremchek toxin. That's just the mashup of. I guess that's Reverend Legendary Kremchek toxin is the full mashup, but no, I'm. Oh no, it's fine. Maybe a little bit. Whatever. It's all good. So, man, I didn't even realize. I thought it was still going to be nighttime over there. Seeing the sun peeking through, it's like a nice early morning over there, isn't it? Yeah,
You've already
right.
started your weekend. You're well into Saturday. Attaboy. That's what I like to hear. Yeah. Right. Yeah, my name is Greg Henniger. I'm the community manager on H1Z1. You'll find me on Reddit, SOE Legion. Is mainly my handle most places. Yeah, it's been ridiculous. In a good way though. It's been a lot of fun, and I mean the game. We just put out our fifth or sixth patch already, um, and the game is now live. So the patch is out, game's live. Um, yeah, it's been nuts. I don't even know what more to say. It's been a ton of fun. Is probably the best thing. I've not been getting a lot of sleep. Yeah.
Is the I can't remember his name off the top of my head. The fellow who's doing the work with the European servers. Did he ever get a chance to go home? Is he still wearing the same clothes like 3 weeks in a row now?
Yes, he finally got a chance to go home. He put in some long hours. Anyone working on our servers, we're putting in like 3 days straight because, as you can all remember, we had a pretty rough launch for the first 48 hours, I want to say. Servers were pretty spotty, but yeah, we were putting in a lot of hours to get that back up and going. But we came out pretty smooth, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, just on day one, I remember it's like everything was so slow. I could pretty much juke anything, a zombie, a wolf, a bear, just by like
Yeah,
walking in a straight line and then maybe turning once
and getting
every
in on day
15
one.
seconds.
is
Yeah.
impressive in and of itself.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's a really interesting thing though. Like we've seen, at least I've seen recently, the launches of PlanetSide 2, the early access for Landmark. Now actually it was the early access for PlanetSide 2 even.
Hmm.
And you know, I've seen a lot of lessons have been learned along the way, and it's really helped out with each project. If Landmark and PlanetSide 2 and the release of those wasn't able to be leveraged, I'm sure we'd still be in you know, kind of a really rough spot with H1Z1 at this point. But with all that prior experience and prepping and planning, it's definitely been pretty solid. I'm not going to say Landmark was smoother because Landmark had a lot less moving parts. It was just building. There weren't any creatures. There was no AI. There wasn't even water or anything. So there
Yeah.
was a lot less to go wrong with that. Versus H1Z1, it matters when you fire an arrow and it goes by somebody's head, if it hits them or not, if they walk into it.
Hmm.
So, you know, that sort of precision is definitely required. So much higher
Definitely.
stakes.
Yeah. And I mean, server stability is something we work on in every time we bring the game down. Um, so we always get lots of tweets like, "I can't believe you guys are taking the game down." It's like, well, every time we take it down, we're making the game better. So yeah, hopefully, unless we accidentally break something. Yeah, but that's bound to happen. Oh yeah, that was probably yeah, yeah, yeah. There was also another good one where we patched the game, it came back up, and then when people jumped in, all they could see was like this orange ring or yellow ring going all the way around them, and that was unintended. So we brought the game back down to fix that and put it back out because it was unplayable at that point. But it was pretty funny. I like that one.
You know, that reminds me of one that happened in Landmark. It was a similar thing, except instead of a ring around you, it was a wall of like particle dust, just as far as the eye could see, starting about
Oh, really?
100 meters away. It was, I think, the from the pulverizer having an issue, but we were like, dude, this is like a weather effect almost, and we've been waiting for that bug to come back or something in some form because
Yeah,
it looks so cool.
I'm sure there'll be more in the future, so you can
Oh
you can
yeah,
look forward to those. Early access, baby, right?
yep. That's where you can find bugs, show them off, and laugh about them, and know that yeah, this is obviously early access still. And then you go back a year, 2 years later, it's like you remember that time that yeah, yeah, yeah. You know,
Yeah,
it's the nostalgia factor. That's one of the fun reasons to get in on a game at the ground level like this, is so you know all of that stuff. You know, been a part of it.
I totally agree. Well, I'll say what I can. Hmm. No, no, yeah, no. Hmm. Oh, hmm, yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, exactly what you were saying. The game was borderline unplayable on the first day, but we stuck around. We stayed and waited because, I mean, obviously we want the game to be up. But I think that's like just like you were saying, is a good amount of transparency that we were able to kick out almost immediately, like and have interaction with people, letting them know the game's down. We aren't going to go to sleep till we fix it, that kind of thing. Um, and we stayed until it came back up. A couple couple long days, but it's in a good spot right now. Um, and God, how long has it already been out? Like 2 weeks?
I think 2 weeks.
It's
Yep.
crazy. It feels like it came out yesterday. Uh, that's probably because I never go home. But yeah. No, I think we were pretty happy. We were expecting day one issues, obviously. Bring up a game and have a huge amount of people try to jump in all at once. So we were expecting that, but I don't think we were expecting the amount of people that actually jumped in, which is a good problem to have. Um, so can't be too upset about that.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it was pretty full on. Yeah. So, um, so there was mention of the roadmap coming out soon,
Hmm.
and do can we? I don't even know if you can talk about this, but can we get an idea as to what is up the front and what is considered more important or less important, and also how long do you think that the roadmap is planned to last? Like,
Um,
what I mean by that is, do you like have a 9 month roadmap or anything like that?
that all of the roadmap is going to come online, I believe, the 15th. 15th, yeah, 30 days after the game launched. Because this month we are just focusing on bug fixes, server stability, that kind of stuff. Um, I can't talk about too much about what we're putting onto the roadmap on that day, but I mean, a lot of it is being talked about right now. So we don't have anything super solid to state at this point. But the roadmap is going to live on through early access, post launch, and it's going to really be driven by the community. So
Cool, very good. Um, I should probably mention why Thales isn't here, because I think I've just ignored him.
who's that?
Thales, my right hand man,
Oh.
he's usually here with me, knowing me doing it. And I've just completely ignored him. But he's not here, and I should probably explain why. So last I heard, he was going in for transgender reassignment, um, which is not really happening. It's a joke,
I was like, that took a dark turn.
I don't know. He's busy, so apologies to anyone who's missing him. But yeah, sorry about that.
You are missed, sir.
Yeah, where is he? God damn it! And again, Cram, where are you?
Yeah, that's a good question.
He's done it before. He was half an hour late last time we had him on, so it's okay. I always
You know,
say,
I
okay.
I was gonna say, I just imagine Dallas is just running around like in his fudgies with a branch that he got from a blackberry bush, trying to fend off dingoes and stuff out in the wild. Like it's taking it a little too far right now.
Yeah, he's living the dream.
Yep.
Living the dream. We all have different dreams.
Yeah,
He,
that's true.
he is out in the middle of nowhere when he.
Loving it.
Yeah. Yes. So the KOS has become a bit of a problem. It was great in the start,
Hmm.
and now it's like you have to kill or be killed. Um,
Yeah.
it,
Uh, I mean, I find it's like I've probably put in like 7 or 8 hours since launch. I played some last night, and right now we obviously have a glut of loot because we turned the loot up to 11. So now everybody's got guns, tons of guns, and tons of ammo. So people are feeling a lot more, they're feeling a lot safer to just walk up and shoot somebody because they're not really afraid of losing anything. But that was patched out today. We actually took the cap down on guns and ammo, so they're still in there, and all the other types of loot should still be easily findable, but you won't find as many guns and ammo anymore.
damn it!
Metal scrap. That's what we need to be able to find more
Oh,
of.
there's
I've got it.
so much of it.
There is, but there isn't. I've got a character that's so far 5 hours surviving. He's only been hit maybe 3 times total on the server. I have not found a single edged item. I have not found a single metal scrap. I got 2 metal pipes that I stole from someone's house and a couple wrenches, but I have not found literally a single metal scrap or blade. Nothing I can use to get meat off of things. Nothing I can use to get the cloth off of zombies.
Hmm.
And blades are required for some of the more advanced crafting. So basically, that character, even though it's a PvE server, he's pretty much unable to do anything beyond picking bushes and maybe find a random piece of loot here and there. It's
Right.
it's been a real tough experience, but I'm guessing it's because all of the items that already do exist on the server have been hoarded into various places, so maybe it just doesn't want to replenish right now.
Yeah, I would run in there after today's patch and check it out because every patch we do has loot adjustments to it. We're not happy with the way loot is, and we'll probably be working through that for a while until we find a nice balance. But yeah, I would check today, see if you can find some stuff because we definitely did work on the loot on the patch.
Cool deal. Yeah, the last one that was supposed to be an update to the loot, I jumped in. I played for a couple hours. It's like, and then I think something. Oh yeah, then the way that session ended was a bug where no matter what I selected, it would just bring up the fist. So I was trying to bring up the
Mm,
bow, no, just the fist. Trying to bring up
okay,
a metal pipe, no, just the fist. It's like, all right, I'm done for now. Clearly, the game wants me to take a little break.
right.
Sounds to
But
me like
yeah,
yeah, sounds to me like you're doing it wrong.
maybe. I mean, I don't know how I didn't find it was Ranchito Taquito. I spent at least an hour in there just looting the entire area. Well, trying to. Three food rations, a bottle of water, and half a gutted car. So it's like, okay.
That's
But
that's that's interesting because like a lot of other people were saying there was way too much loot. They could find stuff everywhere. So that's interesting. You had that experience.
Yeah,
But
I've
again,
yeah,
yeah,
I would try it again today after the patch.
yeah, I will definitely, definitely.
yeah, I've had no issues with loot. In fact, if anything, I think it's way too much. But I can see kind of what you're doing because we had an issue with it, so now it's okay, it's fixed. Now we can just flood it and then pull it back, which is what I hope
Looks
you're gonna
like
do.
we are having battle royale issues right now. So expect to
Yeah,
hear about a fix about that soon. Sorry, guys.
cool.
Yeah, I tried to get
uh,
into battle royale yesterday,
Hmm.
um, and I don't actually know. I've never played it, so I lined up in this queue. For, it was 90 people, and then I got down to three, and I sat there for like 15 minutes. I don't know how it works. Do you know how? Am I doing
The
it?
queue
Did I do it wrong or what? Do I have to?
you queued into battle royale, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah. And I was number three for like 15 minutes. I thought I must be broken or something.
Probably. I know. Well, I would say we fixed it in today's patch, but it looks like we totally broke battle royale today.
Sounds like it's disconnecting everyone when they parachute in.
Okay. Well, I will have you know the team is rapidly talking about it right now because my emails are going like
Yeah,
right up the list. So fret not, everyone. Battle royale will come back online.
yeah. Very good. If anyone's got a question, perhaps they could just put brackets and then A1P1 and then close brackets and then the question. And then I'm hoping that my good friend Neuro will take the questions for me because I'm a retard when it comes to doing more than one thing at once. So
Yeah,
thank you, my friend.
you got it.
Cool, cool. So there is plans to add animations for drawing weapons. I think I seen a tweet yesterday or a post about it yesterday. Is that correct? To have them
Uh,
holstered or even just shouldered.
sorry, say that again. I'm distracted with all the battle royale stuff right now.
Yeah,
Um,
no worries. There are plans, if I'm not mistaken, for drawing a weapon and having a weapon shouldered or holstered. Is that correct? So you can see that
yes,
someone has a weapon.
yes, that's absolutely what's happening right now. We're working on that system currently, so
Yeah.
that will be coming in the future. Probably pretty soon, sooner rather than later. So
Yeah. I
definitely.
I think I read somewhere that they had to redo a whole heap of work to get it to happen, but
I mean, it's a lot of work, but I
yeah.
saw a build of it yesterday, and it
Oh,
looked pretty cool.
that's pretty quick. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. That,
It's kind of looking at PlanetSide 2. A lot of the tech coming over from that is stuff that is being worked through. Like PlanetSide 2, you can't really change items in a vehicle on the field. You have to basically generate a new vehicle. Same with your character. When you leave the equipment terminal. That's the equipment they have. You can't change that in any way. And your weapons in that game aren't represented anywhere on your body except when they're in your hands. So a lot of the tech that's kind of remained the way it was for that is now starting to be developed for H1Z1 because, we need to be able to swap out the parts in the vehicles. We need to be able to see what somebody's carrying from a distance to know if they're a threat or not. So all of this stuff is definitely necessary things, and I'm hoping that it'll loop back to PlanetSide 2 performance, permitting. But it's yeah, and that's actually a lot of the stuff I'm really excited for is the crossover between all the different Forge Light engine technologies, and really being able to see PlanetSide 2 get a lot of kind of boosts and upgrade from the tech
Yeah,
and the improvements that come through on H1Z1.
there was one that went through today that internally I can't very much talk about, but
Okay.
yeah, PlanetSide 2 is benefiting from a bug we fixed in H1Z1. So yeah, there is that cross pollination happening a lot. So
And did they patch out the hands up, shoot the bow thing today? I don't know. I haven't read the patch notes.
I believe so.
Sweet.
I think that was actually in the last patch.
Oh, is it?
Uh,
Yeah, right.
yeah, I mean we're
They just
patching like every other day.
yeah, they come out so
It's hard to
quick.
keep up.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it. It's really cool. It's really good. Um, the moving on then. There's a heap of people in chat asking about the base building, so we'll see if we can get some stuff on that.
Okay.
And I already had something down here to ask about that, and that is the base defenses. Is there plans or discussions on a better way to defend your base? And have they thought about putting slots in the walls to shoot through? So you can, if you're home, you can defend, but if you're not, they're going to make it so that it's, I don't know, more
Yeah.
secure.
I'm in the end right now. What we have in for base building is the most basic thing we could ever put in because we wanted to get that feature in. So it's just going to grow and grow and grow and grow. So right now it's still fairly basic, and there's a lot of issues we're seeing with people, putting a furnace down and another furnace and jumping over your wall, and things like punji sticks not working very well, and so you can't really defend yourself. Um, that is our next priority after we get a few of these like duping bugs and things like that and hackers more solidified in how we're fixing those things, which we're just banning people left and right for hacking. It's great. It's one of my favorite things. But yeah, base building is going to get a lot more love in the near future. That's definitely something that we're getting a lot right now. People are saying, like it's basically pointless at this point to build a base, because there's a lot of ways for people to break into your base, and in the end, it's not in a state we're happy with. But know that it's still at the very most basic state of base building. It's just the pillar. We were able to get that in, so it's going to get a lot of love, and expect to see that in the future, I guess.
Cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I had a heap of ideas, like maybe making the walls higher or something, or I don't know. You guys are the experts. I'm sure you'll do
I
it.
mean,
You'll do it right. You've done pretty well so
we,
far.
we have top men working on it right now.
We have our best man working on it
Yeah.
right now. Cool. Yeah, I thought. I don't know. Is there any discussion on making camouflage, like being able to get trees or bushes and make them onto your base? Because me and Thaddeus at the moment, we've found this really, really awesome spot.
Hmm.
After being raided every night for like a week, we gave up. We're like, okay, this is not a good
Yeah.
place. We're gonna move.
Yeah.
And then we moved and we found this really cool spot, and it's really well hidden. But if you just come over a little hill, you can see it. And I was thinking when I was walking back, I was thinking, man, if we could just put like a bush or like some sort of thing on there outside to camouflage it, or even like a netting to camouflage
That
it.
that is a great idea. One I don't think is being talked about right now, but I don't see any reason not to. I mean,
There you go.
uh,
Maybe you can bring it up at the next meeting, and then you'll look really good.
I will. I'll say, you know what, guys? I just thought of something. It came to me out of the blue.
Yeah.
Camouflaging your base. No, that actually is a really cool idea. And I will totally bring it up. That's
Cool.
a good one.
Very good. Thank you. But it'd be cool
Yeah,
to see. Then I'll be like, that was my idea.
yeah.
Mm.
There you go.
Even though,
I'll claim it was my idea.
yeah, and even though there'll be like this fun battle on Reddit.
Yeah,
Whose idea was it?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You got anything you want to ask about the bases, Neuro?
For me, it's what since there's the concern of just being able to build things and make your way over the walls. What about when, trees will be able to interact with base? You build your base too close to a tree, person cuts the tree down and falls on your base, then make a
Hmm.
little ramp or it smashes part of it. Or possibly later down the road, things that are specifically specifically designed for taking out bases. You get, the hay shaker's truck with the cow catcher on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll take a shack straight down. It'll just pop it right off the ground. So,
Uh,
yeah,
I mean that's a ways out, but definitely stuff that we're talking about. I mean, that's one thing I want to do is have a group of zombies chasing me. I quickly chop down a tree, and the tree falls and smashes the zombies. That's like that's my goal. I want that to happen. Um, but yeah, that kind of stuff will happen further down the line as we get like more physics and interactions and things like that in the game. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, we're definitely talking about that.
There was actually a question about something base related. Someone was asking about door locks, fixes incoming for that stuff, and improve things to improve the experience with that. Um,
Mhm. We are
yeah,
we're doing that. I mean, the answer
I
is just
figured.
yes, I guess. Yeah, we
Yeah,
are. We're improving
I
everything
guess
about how these systems work.
the better question for me is when there's actually a key based lock, if we have anything like that, will we be able to do like a lockpick mini game? Because I'd love to have that.
That'd be
That'd
cool.
be
Lockpick
hilarious.
mini
That'd be
game.
so
I'd
awesome.
enjoy that.
That would be pretty cool. I don't
Yeah.
know if we've been talking about mini games in just yet, but what's your favorite lockpicking mini game? I know a lot of games have them.
Damn, that's tough. There was one for Wizardry on I think PS2 that was pretty fun.
Hmm.
Um, for me, it's something where you can use kind of multiple senses to work it. It's not just the visual but also the audio and just kind of by feel. Like you just have to move things around a little bit and
The
when
Skyrim.
things click.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Skyrim, that's
that
pretty
sort of
cool.
stuff.
Skyrim
Which
does a great one like that.
which one was that? Was that the one with you where you put the? No, I like the Fallout one. I think where you put the lockpick in. Yeah, the Fallout one where you put hey flex. Here you go. Put the lockpick in and the screwdriver, and you got to twist them both at the same time. I think and get it
Hmm.
to. That's a cool system.
Yeah, the Skyrim one is like you put the lockpick in and
Yeah,
then
and you
you
get
slowly turn it. And there's like
yeah,
resistance, and if
yeah.
you go too far, it
It
snaps.
snaps it. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's awesome.
yeah. It's
So
pretty
that's
good.
where it came from. I played another game recently, Lone Wolf. It was a tablet game that made it to PC, and the lockpick system is very similar to that. You position it, and then you use the like a flat knife or whatever to start to twist it, and then it'll start to jig. I think that one is meant to be done on a mobile device using both hands at once because
Hmm.
it's kind of hard on the PC version.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's hey, what do you mean lockpicking is dumb? Danglers, lockpicking is great. You can fine. You
It's
can
because
use something other than locks, and we'll bust through your doors in other ways if that's how you're gonna feel about it. We'll find your place and bust the door down.
he can't do it. That's why it's dumb. I don't mean. I'm just don't listen to me. The 3 month road map. We've already had that question. Letter Clavius. So go
Yeah,
back.
the too long didn't read version of that is we're talking about what we want to put in that roadmap right now. The what we're doing for these 30 days is just squashing bugs and fixing the game, making it run as smoothly as possible, getting rid of the hackers and dupers, and then we'll put a lot of effort into what we're going to put in the roadmap. So
Yeah. There you go.
There was one other question related to bases about the durability. I think you already kind of touched on that a little bit earlier, but it does seem like the amount of time and effort it takes to make something versus to destroy it, there
hmm
needs to be some balancing. Like if it takes was it 12 strikes to take down a tree and you get 2 logs from that, you need what, 30 logs to make a shack? It should take at least that same amount of effort, that same amount of strikes with a hatchet to be able to even come close to damaging it. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it defeats it. You're creating so much heat and noise for something that's, a bear's just going to knock it down.
Hmm. No, I totally agree. One thing that we've noticed, and I mean, this is all stuff that is getting tuned and tweaked because it's early access. Um, we're getting people telling us that apparently the spear does a ton of damage
Yeah.
to buildings.
Yeah, you know what it does?
Yeah.
You can throw it at the building or the door, and it
Uh-huh.
drops to the ground. And when you pick it up, it's back to full health. And you can just keep doing that until it breaks the door down.
Yeah. See, again, these are all things that like are going to get ironed out throughout the early access process. But no, I totally agree with you there, Reese, that that we are tweaking those things. We want you to put if you're going to put in a lot of effort to make a really cool base, someone shouldn't just roll through and take it out in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It should actually be something that not necessarily that you can log off overnight and come back and know that it's still going to be there, but at least go out and pick berries and know that someone hasn't smashed the door down and stolen all of your stuff.
Yeah. Agreed.
Mm.
Base building is, like I said before, definitely going to get some love after we get all these bugs and stuff ironed out.
I mean, if we go back, a year or so, that was the thing that Smedley was saying. Oh, Star Wars Galaxies players. It was the sandbox base building aspect that he was talking about. So that definitely seems like for the long term, especially a major focus.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's one of the things that sets us apart from other games. I mean, systems like Rust and stuff have it in as well, but we want ours to be special. So we're gonna definitely work on it until we're happy with it. And right now, we're not incredibly happy with it. So
Very, very good.
Now,
Very good.
one real quick one. The idea that somebody's got enough gasoline or they've got a vehicle full of gas, they drive it over to a place, stick a tube in, get the siphon going, basically just spray gasoline from the gas tank and just light the whole thing on fire. That seems like you destroy the stuff inside, but if you want to say, screw you to someone's base, that's an easy way to do it.
it, that's a great idea.
That is cool. I like that. That's wicked.
That would be sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Systems like that again are like way down the line, but
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
right right
We
now
got plenty
everything
of
is like
years.
yeah, right now everything is like the base level because like we said before, I mean, obviously we didn't come out in 4 to 6 weeks. We came out way after that. But we wanted all of those pillars of the game to at least be in those features like base building and crafting and all of those things that are pillars in the game are at their basis level. So they're only going to go up.
Yep. And something that I kind of observed, and this was something from some of the previous interviews and discussions, that it seems instead of, put the feature and move to the next, put the feature and move to the next, that it's been a lot of just laying the groundwork so that 90% of the work is done to make it easier to put the stuff in.
Mhm.
So, the 10% of work to put the thing actually in, that's going to be the same 10% for everything rather than having to do the whole 100% of the process for everything. And
Yeah.
that definitely seems like, kind of a modular way to approach it to maximize not just, earlier functionality and content updates and improvements, but when it comes time to do some really dynamic, complex stuff later down the road, that it's already been planned for. So getting it in is going to be a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah, and we're definitely not going to put something in and move on to the next thing and never touch it again. All of these features of the game are going to evolve throughout the process of early access and well beyond early access. I mean, the game, we want it to have a really long life. So we'll just constantly be adding things to it, making it better. It's not a one and done kind of game.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, well, being the type of game that it is, I don't think you could just leave it like that. There'll be
Yeah.
because you'll add something and then you have to come back and readjust something else. So that's development, I imagine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did have a question. Is there the possibility, or has it even been mentioned, where it's possible to add a red name tag to someone who's killed more than say 3 people in an hour?
The karma system is something we're working on right now on how we want to implement it. It's definitely something we've been talking about for a long time, for months at this point, about you know if somebody is just a ruthless murderer,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it would be nice to know that.
yeah,
Um, what'll probably end up happening, as you can see with a lot of things, is like we'll probably have like karma servers. Um, some of these more minutia things will probably get their own server, and we'll like see how well it works before adding it to vanilla
yeah.
H1Z1, the
Okay,
base game.
yeah,
Um, things like name tags and uh, things like that. We'll get like a trial run in their own server kind of thing, and we'll see how it works out. But yeah, I mean, a karma system has been asked for by a lot of people. A lot of
yeah.
people are super interested in it, and so are we. So
I'd like to see just something simple like a red name tag. Then I know,
mhm.
okay, this dude's a psychopath. Let's just stay away from him.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is kind of cool.
yeah. Like I was playing last night. I got like 5 or 6 guys around me, and we were all running together for like half an hour maybe. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna call an airdrop, and then we'll all go get it together. And everyone's like, all right, cool, cool. So we're like looking up in the sky, waiting for the plane to come over. And one guy in my group's like, thanks for the airdrop. Bang, bang, bang.
Oh,
Nice.
Just
That-
wiped us out.
that's how you do
And
it. That's how you do it.
I loved it though. Like I wasn't
Yeah,
even mad. I was like, that's funny. Like
yeah,
that made me laugh. I didn't begrudge the guy any at all because he was like, he was playing the way he wanted to play.
yeah,
And those airdrops are you have to go in expecting to lose
yeah.
everything
That's
because
it.
they're events is what they are. And I don't think I've probably called in 4 or 5 airdrops,
Mm,
and I've probably opened one of them
yeah, right.
because just everybody flocks to him. But it's so much fun. I love it.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
airdrops.
I liken it to playing poker.
Hmm.
It's like, you may win, but you may not either. Like, that
Yeah,
last card's coming out. It's like, well, here we go.
yeah,
What's going to happen? So, I like it. It's a really cool feature. It's awesome.
yeah. It's super fun. We're talking about other kind of in-game events like that right now. So uh, airdrops isn't going to be the only thing. Um,
Crash.
we're going
A
to be
plane or helicopter crash would be awesome.
just loot everywhere.
Just it would be a lot of scrap and a lot of salvage, but maybe very few actual working components. And
Hmm.
unlike the drops, the airdrops right now, what loot and what items could be in them completely varied. It isn't like, it could be this pack or this pack or this pack, but just, a whole thing. Maybe there's zombies inside, maybe there's not. Um the zombies inside the crashing aircraft reminds me of the movie Heavy Metal. That was the one. There was a
I haven't
scene
seen
in
that one.
that. Yeah. Anybody who knows what I'm talking about in chat, be like, oh yeah, that's right. That thing was totally screwed up.
Before we get too far away from it, I'm noticing a lot of
Okay.
people in chat are asking about group party system.
Yeah, I was just going to
Um,
bring that up. So, good
yeah, yeah,
still.
no,
Yeah.
totally. It gets asked about all the time. That's something we're talking about right now. Again, it'll probably be a server trial thing, like on PvE servers or a party server. Um, it's probably not something we're just going to drop into H1Z1 right away. But I jumped in there last night with my buddy, and it took us probably like 30 minutes to find each other. We're using the slash LOC,
Yeah.
which gives you your
I,
location.
I, I use that all the time. I use
Yeah,
that
and
all the time.
honestly, trying to find each other was super fun.
Yeah.
Because we were each having our own adventures. Like he's like, hold on, there's a guy, And when we finally met up, it was a great feeling.
Yeah.
But we also totally understand that you want to jump in with your buddy right away.
Yeah.
We're working on that system. We're not really sure how we want it to work exactly. Like if it's gonna be a Steam's friend kind of thing. If you have them on your Steam's friend list, You could see their name tag from super far away, and you still have to find each other, or if they spawn in next to you. Um, Again, all of these things
Yeah.
are things we're talking about,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't expect it to go into base vanilla H1Z1. It'll probably
Okay.
be a server thing first.
So I've heard a lot of people saying they want a handshake system. You
Yeah.
come up to somebody, you do the handshake emote with them, and then you can see them
Yep.
from further away. That's actually
Mhm.
pretty similar to the one that I'd been suggesting about the longer you spend time with somebody, the further you can see their name tag, protag or antagonistically or, working towards and working with you. Basically the idea there being in real life, if you know somebody, you can spot them from a ways away in a crowd because you know their silhouette, you know the way that they walk. And everybody walks in just their own way, just like, fingerprints are unique to everybody. So that's actually something you can see a silhouette of somebody half a mile away on the beach. You're like, oh, there you are. So same sort of thing. As you spend more time with somebody, it seems like the range that you should be able to see them should be a bit longer. And,
Mhm.
if they try to betray you later on, well, you can see them from further away and try to get back. Though that system, I felt maybe should have the limit that when you die or when they die, that connection, that relationship is lost and you have to reestablish it again.
That's a really cool idea. I like that a lot. We'll probably, if we do end up going, the team really likes the handshake idea too. Um,
Sorry,
you
can I
know,
just butt in there? But instead of a
yeah,
handshake, could it be like a high five? Like a
Yeah.
high
yeah,
five.
little fist bump,
Yeah, fist
something like
bro.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that could be another way to do it is if you don't use the right, interaction with them, it's like you go for a high five and they go for a handshake. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And then the
Fail.
knives come
No,
out.
no, you go for a high five. He goes for the knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, it's like, it's me. I'll jump up and down three
Yeah.
times
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then wave at you one time. Then you'll know it's
Yeah.
me.
And do those
Yeah.
things.
Why there's the F2
Yeah.
F11 the jazz
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jazz hands. I like it.
Yeah. The F11 is one of my favorites.
Yeah. I use
We
that
just
every
say that
time.
we say that around the office now. Like, just use it as a term.
Oh, F11. Oh,
Yeah.
F11, walk off.
Yeah.
It was
Did you see
definitely
that
the right
email?
key for me
God,
too.
F11. Yeah.
The to remind anybody who ever forgets, it's the one and the one, F11. Yeah.
Hey,
Easy to
that's good.
remember.
That's good.
Mm.
I like
Can
that.
can we not post links in chat, please? I don't know where it's going or anything. So
Yeah,
perhaps,
that
or ask if you want to post a link. I think Flex is here. He'll handle it. Yep. Sorry. Yep.
oh good.
So the duping issue's been a bit of a problem.
Hmm.
I often
Yeah.
kill someone and there's so much ammo, but at the moment I'm not sure whether they've duped it or whether they've just found it.
Yeah.
Since this new patch has come out, I'll know. I think
Hmm.
from what you've said earlier. Um, you've said numerous times in the last week that if you dupe in court, you're basically going to be banned.
Yeah. I
Um,
wrote up our official stance on duping
yeah,
a
which is
couple of
cool.
days ago. So it's kind of the, again, too long didn't read version of that is, you know, if you've been duping um, and ruining the game for people, then from this point forward, we're going to ban you. We're not going to retroactively go back and ban anyone who's duped because there's a lot of people who may have accidentally duped, because it's in the game. We're asking people to. That's what early access is. We're asking people to help us find these bugs so we can fix them. So we're not going to punish people for that. Um, we are going to punish people who are doing it over and over and over and over again and ruining the game experience for other people because at that point they're basically hackers, which are the scum of the earth, and we're banning them left and right. Hackers are, but people who are exploiting those duping hacks or those duping bugs um, to ruin the experience for a lot of other people, those people we're going to ban. If you find an exploit and you report it to us, and maybe it accidentally happens another time, you don't have to worry about being banned from the game. Also, sidebar: a lot of those duping bugs are already fixed, um, and anything going forward would be people coming across new ones. And so every single patch we do, we don't specifically call it out in the patch notes, but we're constantly fixing those dupe bugs and finding new ways to ban hackers. So Um, just whenever you see a new patch come out, rest assured that there are new ways of fixing the dupes and getting rid of hackers every time. I mean, we find them all the time. So
Yeah, the one that was the one duping issue that I thought was pretty awesome that then really didn't affect anyone, but was pretty cool was the Eye of Sauron. I don't know if you've seen it. I think it
which
was
one?
the Eye of Sauron, and the guy
Oh,
duped all the furnaces
Did not.
and
I
made
did see that one. I
that
did see
one.
that one. I
That one
mean,
was pretty cool.
he definitely duped him, but that was creative as hell.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that wasn't
Uh,
like it's one of the better ones. I think he's not
yeah,
duping ammo and weapons and
yeah.
giving
And I
it up to
mean,
his
we're
friends.
we're putting in the thing that went in today with the patch is people knew that furnaces were invincible, and so they were blocking, doorways
Police
and
station's a
stuff
good one.
with police stations, yeah, with
Mm.
with the furnaces. So instead of going through and wiping everything clean, which we're talking about, but instead of doing that, we made furnaces degrade faster and uh, be damaged. So um, those are like little ways that we're fixing the problems that are currently in there without doing a server-wide wipe,
Mm.
which I know a lot of people are asking for. We're gonna try and fix things without doing a wipe. A wipe is probably inevitable at some point, um, but for a game that has people, making characters and making bases and you know really falling in love with those characters and what they've accomplished, um, a wipe would be pretty bad for those
Yep.
people. So we're going to try and not wipe if we can. But
Mm.
I mean, it's early access. It'll probably come up, but we're going to try and fix the problems that are in the game, like the furnaces, like how you can now get rid of them. So
Yeah, yeah. Did they not fix in the last patch where you can now actually hack them with an axe or
you can,
something and degrade them?
you can. Yep.
Sweet, cool.
Yeah.
I
So
think. Yeah, go on.
oh no, I was just saying if there's like one in a doorway that's been plaguing you and there's no one around, you can now just take it down. So
Yeah. Um, I think you might have to go in about 10 minutes. Is that right? Like,
um, I could go another like 15.
okay, cool. I was just
All
trying to
right.
get through everything. I don't want to bombard everyone at the last minute. But so weapon attachments is that going to be possible? Have they talked about like scopes and
It
grips and
is,
stuff to reduce
yeah.
recoil?
I know Jimmy's talked about it a lot. It's definitely something he wants to do um, down the line, like definitely down the line.
Hmm.
Um, but it's not going to get like out of hand, like
Like Battlefield
like
4,
a lot of other games,
where
where
there's too
you
many.
can, yeah, there's
It's
like a zillion choices.
it's ridiculously stupid. Yeah,
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 that's their gimmick, so we'll give it to them. But
yeah.
yeah, we are talking about attachments, but again, way down the line.
Mm,
Yeah, that'll definitely be a nice. I mean, that's once again, I'm thinking about a lot of the tech from Planet Side 2, and there isn't any hot swapping of parts and stuff in the field in that, so
Hmm.
it's kind of an interesting consideration of trying to do that in the field in H1Z1, but it's definitely something I can see is, of course, it's in the works, so it'll
Yeah.
it'll make it when it gets there.
Yep.
yeah, cool, cool. Kind of last thing we've talked about the loot issue. Are they going to reduce the loot issue? Like when I say reduce it, cut back on the loot eventually from what they've got now to because at the moment
Yeah.
I to be fair I thought it was fine before. Maybe I'm just a sicko, but I thought it was great. I loved it. It was super hard. You found
Hmm.
something, you were like, yes, I found something, you know,
Yeah.
that sort of
We
thing. So
we definitely were having loot issues. Loot was not the way it wasn't working as intended. Is probably the best way to put it. Um, and then we cranked it up to 11 in order to see what would happen. But that ended up giving guns to everyone and loot everywhere. Um, but we are keeping most of the loot similar. We're going to tone it back a little bit, but we are definitely capping guns and ammo. So there's not just guns laying around everywhere, ammo laying around everywhere, because we want those things to be rare. We want people to find a gun and then find the ammo and feel like they've accomplished something, as opposed to everybody running around like Call of Duty right now. And that actually went out in the patch today.
mm,
So other than Battle Royale, which seems to be having a hard time right now.
Yeah.
That loot change is a part of that patch, and a lot of that ammunition. It's just going to work its way out as people use it, and we fix the duping bugs. That ammo is just going to work its way out into, either your face or a zombie or something. But it'll eventually kind of recycle itself back
Yeah.
out
So
to a nice even keel.
eventually it'll work itself out. So that
Yeah,
because when I was scavenging the other day and I was in some industrial park and I was picking some bullets up, and then literally right then some more would spawn. I'd pick them up, some more would spawn. I'd pick them up,
Mhm.
and I'm like, hang on, this is not cool. I'm not going to keep doing this. This is like almost
Yeah.
that's almost duping. And I was
Okay,
like, okay, I
I
can see what's going on.
I was hanging out with Thales at a water tower. While he went off to go do some stuff, him and somebody else, we had just met up there. I see, okay, an M1911 spawns. Well, damn, okay. And then like a hatchet and another M1911 spawns. Like, okay, whatever. And then a 308 spawns and an AR-15. And like, there's just weapons. I've got like all this stuff, but no ammo. Some dude comes by. I pointed at the 308 and was like, "Whoa, dude, take it easy." He's like, I'm not gonna shoot you." He's like, "Oh, cool. Well, here's some bullets." He drops 8 rounds for me. I didn't have any bullets. I was like, "That's awesome."
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I lost it all in a bow versus 308 headshot competition because the 308 was not one-shot headshotting unhelmeted people at that time, but the bow still was. So
Mm.
he got a whole bunch of loot, but oh well.
Yeah. Again,
Didn't.
that's something that got fixed in the patch today was
Oh
the
yeah.
massive. I mean, I was playing last night and we found a church, me and a couple of buddies, where on the altar there was a baseball bat. And so we were like, "Oh, cool." So one of us grabbed it, and then we were like, "Oh, let's pray to the baseball bat gods." And so we'd all crouch and go like this, and then we'd get back up, and there'd be another baseball bat. And so we'd grab another one, and then just did that over and over again until everybody had baseball bats. But it's making for some pretty funny encounters, but it's definitely not working as intended. So hopefully
Yeah.
today's patch helped that.
Cool. Now, someone wants to talk about safe trades, safe towns for trades, and an idea we should talk about. I believe that if you want a safe town to trade in, the community on that server should do it. It shouldn't be something SOE does. It should be community built, and a community
Mhm.
where if you're on this server, you know this town is safe because these people are protecting it, and it's a safe
Yep.
place to come in. And if you go there and become a trader, you're a reputable trader. Like people will know that yes,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Absolutely. That's exactly right.
I don't think that SOE should be making a safe town. Who
No,
wants that? I'd
there,
rather
there,
have something else.
there's nowhere safe. I mean,
Yeah,
that's part of the game.
yeah,
It's a zombie survival game.
yeah,
You know what happens if there's a safe town? I train a bunch of zombies into it.
yeah. Someone
There goes your
kited.
damn safety.
Sorry, someone kited 2 beers into Pleasant Valley on the server I was on last night. I was like, thank you very much. There was actually one in the basement of the police station.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was
Nice.
looking
Nice.
around. I'm like, what's that beer noise? I was thinking it was outside. And then I
Uh-huh.
walked into the room with the cells, and there was a
Uh-huh.
bear in a cell, and I was like, oh, this is not cool. Yeah.
Nice. I love people. I love watching people be chased by bears. Like you just see them in the distance, like a little guy go running,
Yeah.
and then you see a bear going
Yeah.
after him.
I was being chased the other night by a beer,
Yeah.
and some random stranger who I thought would just kill me, he goes, just run around, just run around. So I started running around him, and the bear was chasing me, and he killed it for me.
Oh, nice.
And then nothing, it just ran off. I
Really?
was like, thanks, man, that's awesome. You're like, saving me. I'm
Awesome.
like, wicked, and he's just ran off.
So
I'm like, okay.
until there's some more complex like jumping and climbing and crawling over stuff, right now a waist high rail is still the most tactically relevant piece of terrain in the game because you can jump over it and everything has to path around it. Bears chasing you, find a waist high rail, jump over it. When it starts
Yep.
coming back around, is getting close, jump back over and then book it. If you can find a waist high rail next to a bridge, even better. They basically get lost at that point.
Yeah.
Zombies too, wolves too. It's. I know that that's just a temporary thing, and
It
anybody who
is.
gets
Yeah.
really used to that as a strategy is going to be, very disappointed probably a few
Hmm.
months down the road when that's not an option anymore. But for right now,
Correct.
hey, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I had like 10 zombies on me at one point, and there was a rail, and I was like, I just hopped over to the other side of the rail and just started headshotting them
I
as they were
jumped
running
over.
all the way down and around. That will not be the case in the future.
Oh, what's going to happen? They're going to grab you from over the rail.
They'll be doing that. They'll stumble over the rail, fall
Oh,
over the rail, get
wicked.
back up, come after
Sick.
you.
That is
Yeah.
awesome. That's
Right
cool.
now we've got a system where like if it's a chain link fence, like they grab onto it and start
Yeah.
to pull it
Yeah.
down. So
Yeah, wicked.
it's cool.
Nice.
There was some talk about more zombies. Excuse me. So
Uh-huh.
I was going to go into around the Reddit, and I don't think you'll be here for it. I think Neuro has to shoot off as well. So I'll just ask you one quick question, and then we might wrap it up.
Okay.
This is from Reddit, and it's from Malt2722, and he said, "What about a big horde of zombies invading major cities every 30 to 45 minutes?" I think this will help the person in chat who's saying they want more zombies. Is it
Mm.
possible? Like this guy says he's recently picked up H1Z1 and says it's a zombie MMO, and he doesn't feel like there's quite enough zombies. He would like it if there was
So
like hordes that came in every 30 to 45 minutes or something.
uh-huh.
Is that possible? And also, is there plans to do this sort of thing?
So those are two different questions, and one is there are going to be a lot more zombies in the game. Right now, we had them tuned down, but we cranked them. Definitely cranked them up for the patch, and we're going to see how that plays out. Um, Too many zombies will start bogging down the servers
Yep.
because those are just more things in there.
Yeah.
But we're looking at ways of fixing that, and the server stability. Every time you see us working on server stability in a patch note, that means there will be more zombies.
Yep.
They're directly
Okay.
related. So
Nice.
the more stable the server is, the more zombies we can put in there.
Nice.
Because yeah, I mean the first couple of days, like I would run around and not see a zombie for 30 minutes. That you could only find a few by like towns and stuff. But now they're out in the wild. They're spawning. We put a lot of new zombie spawns out in the forest and things like that. So you'll be encountering a lot more zombies. And as we get the servers more stable, you will see a lot more zombies. The hordes coming in every 30 or 40 minutes sounds like a cool idea in theory. Um, what'll probably end up happening is as we get more zombies on the servers, those things will happen naturally. Like the
Yeah.
zombies will horde together, and then if everyone's making a ton of noise in a city, the zombies are just going to go that way. Um, a system where you spawn a horde every 30 or 40 minutes probably would I think would get pretty stale. We like the dynamic nature of our AI. Um, and again, as we go through early access, as we get the servers more stable, those types of things will just start happening. Like I think yesterday I jumped in, I saw a group of like 30 or 40 zombies surrounding this guy's base, and they were all up there, shooting at the zombies with guns, which was just attracting more
Mm.
zombies. So those things are going to come, but they probably won't be as planned as like a wave an hour or something like that.
Yep. Okay, now I'm just going to quickly add something because I just thought of it, and I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but we're base building, me and Thaddeus, out in the middle of nowhere,
Mm.
and the zombies are spawning, and they're obviously dead players because they're coming back with a whole heap of gear.
Yeah.
And we don't have to go into town.
Hmm.
We can just
A
stay
lot
there
of
and
people
kill
aren't
zombies.
realizing that they're just walking past zombies, but zombies could be carrying a lot of awesome loot.
Yeah, or
So,
even just one of those quests.
oh yeah, yeah, the
They're
quest.
worth doing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and we're gonna get
I
a
mean,
lot more of those in too. A lot more
at
quests.
this at this point, it doesn't really seem like, there's any reason not to engage a zombie in a one-on-one situation if there's nothing around for a ways just to get some possible loot.
Exactly.
Just
Yep.
doing right now, it's just one, two, and then a push, and then one, two, and then a push, and then one, two, and a push. You'll eventually take them down without taking any damage.
Yeah,
So,
zombies
it,
are going to get more intense though. By the way,
Well, one
they
killed
won't be
me.
such pushovers.
One killed me that 2 nights ago. One actually grabbed hold of me and just kept eating and eating and eating. I couldn't push him off. And
oh
then
Oh
I,
really?
no.
I managed to get rid of him, but I was severely bleeding and I was dying and I had no bandages. And I was like, okay, this is it. I just sat
Yeah.
down and waited for it. It
It's
was,
one thing Smed likes to say is the zombies need to be harder.
yeah,
He wants the zombies to
Hmm.
just be ruthless.
yeah. I like
So
if you've got three coming at you and you don't have like a melee weapon, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
A,
Oh,
a
totally.
bow, a bow, unless you're a gunshot, your bow's not going to cut it at close range. If they're at
Hmm.
further away, yes, but if they're at close range, you're in a bit of trouble.
Yep.
So yeah, it's good that they are going to be even harder, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are.
So we'll quickly wrap it up. Have you got any questions in there in your area that are worth mentioning, just quickly? Because I think we should let Greg get back
You
to it.
know, a lot of questions were asked. These might actually be better for a later episode, honestly. There's
There's a
some good
lot.
stuff there, but
Uh, we'll pick one or two out.
there's just one in particular. Somebody was asking about if it's too harsh to be banning people for duping in alpha, and I feel like we maybe need to put a qualifier on this. If you're duping for the purpose that you or somebody else is going to benefit from it in game through in gameplay stuff, definitely absolutely plan to be banned. If it's something where you have found a way to duplicate and you are trying to do it in a very mechanical methodical way so you can find the duplication steps and submit a bug report, that is a different sort of thing. And I would imagine
Yeah.
is when customer support or whoever does the banning is looking at an account, do they look at their bug reports to see if the person's actually been trying to work out the process?
Yeah. No, that's exactly how it works. And if you guys have any questions about our official stance on banning dupers, I wrote that up on Reddit. It should also be in the launcher of H1Z1. I gave a lot of good examples, but that's it exactly. We have a lot of ways of watching a player, which is sounds a little creepy, but you know, somebody says, "Hey, this person's duping," and so we go in there, we look, we can see everything they've done in the past, and we can watch them live. So if we're seeing that that person is, duping just a ton of ammo, logging out, duping in, duping, and then just going and blowing everybody away, um, then after we made that statement, we said moving forward, we're going to be banning those people. Um, people, I mean, again, and I brought this up early on. The point of early access is to get you guys to find the bugs and help us squash them. It's not to find the bugs and ruin the game for everybody. Um, so yeah, if you're actually benefiting the game and finding a dupe bug, letting us know so we can fix it, then you should have no trouble. You should not be worried about being banned. We are banning the people who are duping so badly that they're ruining the game for everybody else, um, as a hacker would, and we are getting rid of hackers left and right. We know there's still a lot of them out there, but we've got systems coming online that are pretty damn clever that we're pretty happy with. That
Yeah,
should
we're
get
good.
rid of a lot of hackers coming up. Um,
Sorry, can I just butt in real quick? Some
yeah.
dude, Toto, has asked how he can tell you if he
Oh,
sees
okay.
someone. So that's an email address, is it correct?
It is.
And
Yes. It's.
can you just, and I'll type it into chat if you want.
Let's see. I know the.
Have you
There's
got
a.
it in your?
Oh, it's the issue tracker.
Oh, it's
The
just
SOE
issue.
issue tracker.
Okay. So yeah.
But if you see a hacker, there is an email address. It's h1z1hacker at soe.sony.com. When you see a hacker, if you can, take a screenshot of their name and send the screenshot and let us know what server you're on. The faster you do it, the more likely we're able to ban them almost instantly. Because when you see somebody doing something, then we can jump in, see that they're doing it, and get rid of them right away. So if they've done it, and they go offline, then
Sorry.
we'll have a little bit harder of a time.
Yep.
But yeah, if you see a hacker, report them immediately, and the likelihood that they'll be gone in front of your eyes is pretty high.
Really? So what if
Yeah.
someone just blatantly reports me because I killed them fair and square in a fight?
That's that again. That's what I was saying. Like we have ways of jumping in, seeing what you did, what you're currently doing,
Oh, yeah.
and we can tell if you're a hacker or not.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
cool. So I'll be good.
It's funny because people have been saying that they're like, this guy shot me in the head. He's clearly using an aim bot. It's like, no, he actually just got a really good shot.
Yeah, that's one of those things that was really hard to tell with PlanetSide 2 early on. Is like, did that guy actually perfectly snipe me off one of the launch pads from one point to the other, like with an aircraft from 500 meters away, or was he just cheating?
Right.
And it's like, sometimes people are that good. Some of those snipers pulling off just ridiculous shots and they make videos of it. It's like, oh, that was my headshot in that video that
Yeah.
I got headshotted.
Yeah.
But, it's definitely something. I guess you're not necessarily wrong to report somebody if you think they're hacking. If they're
Mhm.
not hacking, they won't be banned. If they
Yeah.
are
Exactly.
hacking, but if you abuse it, if you just report anybody who kills you or whatever, like a League of Legends player, then
You're gonna be the boy who cried wolf.
yeah, you're
They'll
gonna be
probably
ignored.
stop listening to you. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
just one more. This Mahimi official was asked if he puts his gamma up, is that hacking? Or is it legal?
No, that is not hacking.
Yeah.
Hacking is downloading
Altering, yeah.
a
Yeah.
third party product. You can actually buy them. We actually shut down some people.
Did
There's
you?
a popular hacking site that was selling hacks for H1, and they're no longer around. um,
Nice.
but yeah,
Yeah.
so if you find an exploit in the game, like this goes back to the duping thing. Like it's in the game as a bug. We need to know about that so we can fix it. Um, Turning up the gamma is not a bug. We're not going to ban you for making things a little brighter.
Actually, in your NVIDIA panel and probably for AMD products as well, you can actually manually force anti-aliasing, gamma, and other settings for whatever you're playing. So someone could just go in there and do it, and that's in the graphics card. That's not even a third party stuff that's going to be looked at. So
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about being banned for something like that.
All right. Well, we'll better wrap it up because I'm pretty sure that Battle Royale's going to be doing your head in on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, my email inbox is like now completely full. So
Nice.
that didn't take long.
That was quick.
no, believe me.
All right. What do I want to do here? So I'll make a quick note that I changed the A1P1 podcast website because the news thing, I just didn't get time to do it, so I've removed it. So it's had a bit of a makeover, which it looks much better now. So if you're ever there, which no one is, but just letting you know. Thanks to the new followers. I know some of you guys are whinging about the sound, but that's just how we do it here because we like to troll you guys hard. Greg, do you want anything to say before we go?
No, just a huge thank you to everybody that's bought H1Z1 and are having a good time, and an even bigger thank you to people who are letting us know the bugs they find and helping us make the game even better, because that's why we're in early access. We want to make the game with you guys and make it better. So thank you to all of you who have helped us get rid of some dupe bugs, get rid of some hackers, and yeah, just a huge thanks.
Yeah, some dude, I'll just really quickly mention it because he's been going on about it. On the KOS thing, he wanted red blood hands instead of a red name tag, but I don't think you'd see it. So,
Bloody hands.
Bloody hands. You could probably do that for the person so that they know that they're a psycho, but no one else would really see it.
You'd
Yeah.
only it's like if you can get them to do an F2 for you. It's like, aha, your hands are red.
Or
Bang.
F11.
Yeah, that
F11.
Ah,
too.
and
F11.
that old chestnut. Yeah. All right.
Spread it like wildfire.
Neuro, where can we find you, mate?
Oh, you can find me at twitch.tv/legendary neurotoxin or at legendary neuro on Twitter. And of course, the Dead Feature Rant talk show is 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. Pacific time every Tuesday. It's a lot of fun. Definitely tune in for that. We've had both the folk you see on here, and Mika the Poo Poo Face is actually the co-host. So
He's still
definitely come by. Yeah, he must have just
What happened,
stayed
man?
up late last night and slept
Yeah.
through or something. Oh well.
I even talked to him yesterday. I'm like, oh, okay, he's all keen for it. And anyway, yeah, the guy below me, Kramchek is normally, well, not normally, is often on the show as well, and he's gone AWOL. So
And,
And
of course,
my-
Thalius is
Thaddeus,
somewhere
yeah, he's
in the wild
Yeah.
with a branch
he's
trying to
something
fend
about-
off dingoes.
Yeah, Thaddeus is normally here. He's number 2 here as well, and he's not here either. So I'm missing out on the good ones. All right, I'll better wrap it up. Thanks for listening or being in the chat, guys, and all your questions. I hope to see you in game. If you want to friend me, I'm Mishap, and my Twitter handle is at ps2_geezer. I sometimes stream, not very often, due to just can't be bothered most of the time. I tried the swizzle and it didn't give me any visual effects. Is that disabled on purpose?
That's a bug. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's just popped into my head, but uh, done. I often stream on the A1P1 podcast, so if I'm on, you'll get a notification. All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you another time. See ya.
Later,
Goodbye.
folks.
Thanks.